chamber perspective, I'm here to say, let's work together. There's a de facto standard in the province of Ontario whereby municipalities support tourism services. So for instance, Goderich provides $400,000 annually for their tourist kiosks. Saugeen Shores provides $160,000 directly to their Chamber of Commerce for tourism services. So I think when we're, as a chamber here, to say, please help, we need your help, we want to continue, it's important to the area, $40,000 should seem like a bargain. From an economic point of view, I'd like to say from my background, I have been vacationing in this area for 20 plus years. I did arrive in the area as a relative teenager. I continued to camp at the Pioneer through my 20s, and I came in my 30s with my mom, and we've gone from Ipperwash to Goderich and all the way in and down and up. We've done beach, we've done theater, we've done shopping. I can't tell you how many hundreds of dollars I have spent in local boutiques and stores all along the shoreline. And then I moved here. So I left the GTA area, I sold a house, I moved out here, I had a house built, I started a business. So from a long-term economic point of view, I don't think I'm unusual in that. I think that there's a lot of people who come to this area either once they retire, they can escape whatever urban environment they're in that held them there by jobs or kids or whatever, and long-term, they're coming here to live and be part of the community, and there's an injection of money through that. So I think it's an important thing to consider. Huron County definitely considers tourism as a driving force in terms of its economic viability. And the distinction is a new point, really. We are the same way. We're into tourism the same way. And I think we need to give it that importance relative to our continued economic health. So I hope that that clarifies the situation. If you've got any questions at all, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay. Thanks, Susan, for your presentation. One thing that struck me when I went through was where all the members to the chamber are located and how widespread it is.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. Thank you for that. Any questions for Susan? Mr. Boston.
Bottom line,
Yes.
why are you here?
I'm here to ask for monetary support for tourism services because we don't get it. The board is going to have to make some hard decisions. The hardest decision from a community perspective will be to end our enrollment in tourism services to the extent we're involved.
Could we
But
put
that's the
dates on that?
easiest.
Could we put dates on that, Susan? What are we talking about? Are we talking at the end of the tourist year? Are we talking at the end of September and August? What are we looking at?
Well, I'm a manager. I enact policy decisions from my board. And I don't think from a board perspective they have thought of it around that. But I could see that probably once that came, it could be, I could see a decision coming out from that point.
To close the shop, because you don't need it to operate, correct?
Right. From a chamber perspective, I can operate chamber services from my home office. I don't physically need to be at the welcome center. And I think clearly from those photographs you can see it is the tourist welcome center. It has Grand Bend tourism all inside it.
And it's open 364 days a year.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're talking
apart
about,
from the 3 days when Highway 21 is closed.
let's not go there. So what we're talking about is something iconic
Yes.
that is in a lot of tourist towns, a visitor center, and we used it ourselves when we came here.
Yes.
So we're customers.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is then, to keep this open, and for what period of time, how much money do you need immediately?
What would you say?
Oh,
I would say almost on an immediate basis, $10,000.
There's probably a refined way, a nuanced way to look at it. Do I have opportunity to anybody might be able to do I have the floor to speak from?
Any other questions?
I have not a Susan, thank you very much, but I do have a question of our councillors at the county level.
Yep.
We're part of Sarnia Lamps and Tourism, which we spend a heck of a lot of money towards for a two-tier system, should they not be doing something down this road?
That's not their mandate.
It's not their mandate.
I sit on that board. It's an education for me because I've only been there on that board since January. But it is actually not their mandate to provide tourism services. They are there as a marketing and advisory role, but they are not what they call a marketing organization, like a ground level, hands-on, face-to-face customer service. It's not their mandate.
We've
So-
questioned many times.
So on a further then, this I think is right up there with our economic development policy and things that are gonna be identified. It's a shame we have to wait for streams of help before we get to this point. But again, we've got, I know it's coming in the future for a report and how we're gonna come out with this task force and stuff, but I'd say this is something that we should highlight.
Dr. Scott?
This isn't for you, Susan.
Okay.
She wants to, you're more than welcome to stay there. We, in our new strategic plan that we're working on, what was the number one thing that we did about that? Economic development. That was the first thing. The second thing that we did earlier in this council was push together to make sure that we put $20,000 in an economic development fund. That was something that one of the councilors on board did that. So I am sitting here listening to someone that hands out our pamphlets, hands out advice, has a website that I don't have to play around with, that our staff doesn't have to play around with. I'm seeing that we're getting a lot of freebies and we're not opening up. So I think we need to take a look at this in a very wide and prospective basis of what we're going to start to do for economic development. It's not happening.
Dr. Russell?
Thank you. Again, since, when were you in last time?
February.
She wasn't, she didn't speak.
Oh, no, she was here.
I was here, but I didn't.
Somebody else spoke that day.
Yeah.
And I think the gauntlet wasn't thrown down the same way as the mayor, and I think the gauntlet's been finally thrown down. And I think this is a discussion that's been had for a lot of years. In the last few months, I've done a lot of research on a few things, and we hear about soggy shores, and we hear about these ones along the lake. One of the anomalies of our situation is the fact that we sit on the border with Huronville and Grand Bend at the bottom.
Yes.
And we are at the top end of Lambton, who doesn't have a physical, let's be honest about it, other than Lambton Shores, Sarnia-Lambton is not known for tourism. The Blue Water country is our country, and that goes into the north end. So what they use as tourism Sarnia-Lambton is in fact what it is. It's always been an umbrella type of thing. But those other municipalities I mentioned, and I think Susan mentioned, they've thought this through. They've put it into their planning department. They've said that this is an integral part of their community, and it not only is tourism, it's economic development, the bigger term. Tourism is just one form of it. But when chambers of their area are part of partnerships within that, and they feed together, and that produces not only services of tourists, services to ratepayers, right? And also encourages new businesses and new jobs. And I think what I've seen over the years, and I've worked in this business now for 30 plus years, is that we always get around to this discussion of why not instead of why. And I've always said Huron County's always had a good example. Their individual municipalities go off on their own and provide direct servicing. They put their money where their mouths are, but they're supported by a county system that puts it in the planning department and says, we will help you in doing that. And I think the important part about that, it isn't just tourism services, but it's job development. So they're willing and able, when the province comes up with things, for example, if they may remember that latest one, the Shakespeare to Shoreline, phenomenally well done thing. We got right on the edge. We weren't quite there, but whatever. But that was an opportunity. There was provincial funding that said if you can extend your reach beyond your normal thing, we'll give you a little extra money. The culinary one that just came out, it was 6 months ago. These are things that we need reach. And we're not going to have reach if we continue to kowtow to a county system that basically is exactly what you said to. What we've got to do is create our own. And the longer we put it off, the more of these presentations we're going to get.
Councilor McGuire?
I have a question for you to John or the staff over there. When I look at our website, municipality of Lambton Shores, we have a visiting